that's when I actually stopped watching MrBeast's content, because he always in interviews says the thing about him is he keeps it real.
Right.
He really gives away these cars. He really gives away all this money. It's real, it's real, it's real. It wasn't real. It kind of felt like a boys club. I was top 3 and he edited it to be all men.
Can't get me out your head, but baby, I'ma leave you on red.
Bitch, move. Hello and welcome to the MrBeast is a Filthy Liar, allegedly, podcast. Wait, nope, that's not right. Hello and welcome to the Here for the Chaos podcast. I am your host, Lilac. We're just gonna jump right in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and listen to my music. Both topics today feature TRISHA Paytas. Now, I know, you love her or you hate her. And if you're me, you've done both. I wouldn't say I love her, especially her very checkered past, not only as a person of color, but as a person who has been a victim of SA. The girl is a mess, okay? She pretended to be a chicken nugget.
I woke up this morning feeling like a chicken nugget. You guys, when you feel like a chicken nugget, you feel like not delicious. Well, you feel delicious, but you also feel like fried and fake on the inside. Because the chicken nugget, I feel like it's the McDonald's chicken nuggets and they're fake. And I'm a chicken nugget.
I feel the same way about her as I do Tana Mojo. Don't support them as people. I think they're probably really fun to hang out with. They seem very interesting, like they have interesting lives. They would be interesting to have a conversation with. But as people, I don't know. They're a little murky. They're very entertaining though. May have listened to a canceled episode or two, a Just Trish episode or two. But when it comes down to it, I'm not their biggest fan. Now, speaking of TRISHA Paytas and Tana Mojo, that brings us to our first topic, which is TRISHA Paytas versus Sophia with an F. Sophia with an F is a podcaster. I've never seen one of her podcast episodes, but I know that her and Tana Mojo and Brooke Schofield, I don't know, but Brooke is so cute. I feel like she's a little bit of the sanity and all the crazy. All 3 of them are cool, and Tana and Brooke are cool with Trisha. So you would think that all 4 of them would get along. We'd be this happy family, right? Nah. Because Sophia with an F had a guest on, Kalani, not the singer, although I thought that too. And they were talking about their mental health. And they were basically joking, my mental health makes me who I am. She keeps it fun. She keeps it exciting, like that kind of thing. Just haha kiki. TRISHA Paytas saw this and decided to stitch it with her own TikTok that said, hey, if this is how you feel about your mental health and you are in a place where you can joke about it and feel good about that, then more power to you. But here's the TikTok for all the people that don't like their mental health and are not happy with the qualities that it's bringing out in them.
I love my mental illness.
Me too.
My mental illness literally makes me me.
Okay, no hate to those 2 girls, but for those of us who don't love our mental illness, this one's for you. So I feel like it's great that mental illness is like normalized and talked about, and just like so many more people are coming forward with their mental health struggles. Like that's super. But it can be discouraging when it gets like so glamorized, or it looks like people are functioning so easy and you're not. You're like, okay, well, I have this mental illness, but I can't even get out of bed, and these people are thriving. They look great. And maybe they just have a better handle on their mental health. Maybe they got like treated. Maybe they've been practicing longer how to take care of their mental health. Like there's probably a million reasons, but it's totally normal to not want to get out of bed. It's totally normal to slip back into it, even if you are taking care of your mental health. I have borderline, so regulating my emotions is a struggle. I've done really good maintaining it, and I know my triggers. I know how to de-escalate. I know my breathing exercises. But it's still really hard, and it still really freaking sucks. Like mental illness just sucks because I have to work 10 times harder to just control emotions the way a lot of other people don't have to think about it. They just know how to like de-escalate. Borderline also comes with like heightened sense of reality and just like a bunch of other traits that can be really hard to manage. And I have tough days. And I feel like I do fall in the category of like a success rate with mental health, what treatment can do, what getting better can do. But I also just want to be known that I have like really tough days. And there's days where I have like breakdowns and I like hide in the bathroom and stuff like that. And It just happens. It just happens. It's not like a miracle overnight. And my life has been really good. And I have been able to control like feelings and thoughts and emotions way better than I ever could. But there's still tough days. So for those people who genuinely love their mental illness, you know, I'm happy for you, but I don't love mine, and that's okay. But you can have a really fulfilling, successful life full of love and happiness and still have bad days. And that doesn't take away your mental illness, but it's just learning to manage it. And there's always bad days with that. So give yourself some grace. I don't know who needed to hear this. I don't know, maybe I needed to hear it from myself, but sometimes I'm just like, I wish I had a normal brain.
It was really a harmless video that was just trying to say, don't romanticize mental health issues too much. It's good that we talk about them, but we don't want to get to a point where we think it's fun and cute and quirky, because at the end of the day, it's not. I have mental health issues. I have OCD. I have depression. I have anxiety. I have PTSD, all kinds of things that I've been diagnosed with. I mean, since I was like 8 years old by multiple professionals. I can never relax. I'm always working. I can't sit still. I can't focus on a lot. I have 1,000 things going on in my head at any given moment. This is actually the most candid I've been about my mental health online right here, right now. But because I'm very passionate about the topic, it's actually why I got into music. Music is what makes me feel normal and like I belong and like I have a purpose. And it helps me to kind of calm that inner chaos that I have going at all times. Hence, here for the chaos. But she was basically just saying, it's all fun and jokes, but for people who are really struggling right now, I want you to know that we see you. Sophia with an F then came on. I don't know if she didn't watch the video, but she came out swinging. She was like, hey girl with the electrocuted hair, nobody asked you.
Illness literally makes me me.
Okay, no hate to those two girls.
Okay, no hate to electrocuted hair girl, but I just think it's a little bit damaging to tell people how they should or should not express their own mental illness.
Now, obviously, people were not loving this. And Brooke Schofield, who I mentioned earlier, actually commented and was like, basically, girly, did we watch the same video? Because what is this? Everybody was telling her this is not it. You need to take it down. Like, she wasn't even saying anything bad. Did you watch the video? And Trisha responded saying that this took her back to a time where she had been bullied for her hair.
Sophia with an F came for you this week.
Okay, wait. No, my stomach did drop when I saw this. I saw me and I was like, oh no. And then I saw Sophia with an F and I was like, I love her. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch. And then my stomach dropped so fast. This was yesterday. I even texted to Moses. I had a little bit of a panic attack. Because I actually like live for her. And I actually like feel, I was like, oh, we're going to do a pod swap. Like, you know, she has a very popular podcast. We have a lot of the similar guests. Like, she seems like she handled, I was like so excited. And then I wasn't. And then my heart dropped.
I think it's something that can be easily resolved, I would say. It's not like, I think it's more of like a miscommunication, maybe on her part. So there was this viral sound from Sophia with an S podcast
that I saw everywhere.
Everyone was stitching it with Kalani Hilliker.
Yes.
From Dance Moms. Mm-hmm. And they were having a discussion about mental illness. Mm-hmm. And their take on it was, you know, I'm thankful for my mental illness because it kind of makes me who I am.
But it wasn't even that. It was like, I love my mental illness.
Yes.
So that's why I was like, okay, wow. And I saw it everywhere. And I like didn't reply for so long because I was like, okay, it's cute. And it's a cute way to cope with it or handle it. Like, you know, making jokes about it or you know, actually loving it. But I was having a down day. I was having a down day. And I don't talk about it very often, but I get some. I manage it pretty well. But there'll be days out of nowhere that it just like I lock myself in a closet. And I lock myself in the closet because, you know, I have a daughter and obviously don't want to see her to see me cry or anything. That's why I like lock myself in a closet. Like I don't know. It's very weird. And so I was having like one of those days and I was like, oh, you know, and you see stuff like this and you're like, God, I wish I could be these people who like love it. And I did make sure to start off like right away because I think whenever someone stitches, like it's really important. I love when people say like there's no hate to these specific people because I wasn't. Like I love Sophia. I would never, especially like girls coming for girls, I never that hate my mental illness. And the fact that I still can't fully grip it, the fact that I still lock myself in a closet for 3 hours a day is like not every day. This happens like once, you know, this happened like 3 times since I gave birth and maybe mixed with postpartum. It's like, oh man, I really hate that this is something that I live with forever. I think it's cool that mental illness is like normalized, that like these beautiful girls have it, these, you know, people that have normal functioning lives have it. I think that's great. And that's my stance too, is like you can be a mom, you can have this life, you can do a turnaround and feel great. But it's a bold thing to say. I love my mental illness. So I was just like, let me just say it from the perspective of like, I really hate mine. And that's like, okay too. I almost was going to stitch back, and I was just going to be like, I almost going to leave a comment, but also I don't, sometimes comments get misconstrued, or you can sound like you're being condescending, and I didn't want that because I really was going to like apologize, because I was like, she obviously like either really hated what I had to say, really hated me, or really just got on the defense, which I totally get too. Sometimes you don't even watch something, you just get on the defense. Maybe I shouldn't have stitched that. Maybe I should have just said my piece, cried, and I never cry. And like, it's not her. I'm not saying that she's being a mean girl, but it was just like one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know, it kind of transported me back to like, I think because my hair is a trigger, and this sounds like so stupid. It sounds so dumb. But when I was like a kid, like people made fun of my hair all the time because I just never had like smooth hair. I never had, when we would take showers in gym or go to the pool or whatever like that, you'd have to dry your hair naturally because you don't have a blow dryer, and everyone's hair would dry like so silky straight, and mine was like very wavy and like textured, and people like made fun of my hair so much, and they would always say that specific joke, like it looks like you stuck your finger in a socket. I think she said something like electrocuted hair or something like that, and I don't know what it was, but I just immediately was like, gosh, you think that you get to an age and like a stage in life, and I always talk about this being like in my mid-30s with a baby, and like I don't really care what anyone says about me, but it's like, gosh, that's the attack still. My weight I could handle, people call me fat all the time, but it's almost like, we're still at that stage where it's like, even if I was critiquing something she said, which I wasn't, it's like, gosh, like that's the attack. And I just feel embarrassed.
As a Black girl can relate, probably more so, not trying to invalidate anybody, of course, but Black women, it's known that our hair gets hated on and hated on and hated on some more. My own family was like, oh, straight hair is better than curly hair. Curly hair looks unprofessional, whatever. I've had a lot of body issues from the way my hair is received as well. So I empathize with that. And that's pretty much that on that. I don't think Sophia has said anything else. Obviously, watch the video before you critique, because I can understand if you're watching the stitch, the first part of Trisha's video is no hate to these girls, and I can understand how you're like, oh, she's about to say some hate, but she didn't say anything but surprisingly rational and reasonable things, which is a big ask for Trisha Paytas, but she did it, and she said literally nothing wrong, and you just went off on her for no reason. So I hope she apologizes, because that's really embarrassing for you, girl. That's not cute. So okay, boom. Topic number 2. Trisha Paytas had Rosanna Pansino on her podcast. Now, if you don't know Rosanna Pansino, she's one of the OG creators. She's been creating for a long time. She also does acting gigs. She's largely known to be unproblematic, doesn't cause issues. In fact, the only time I have ever heard of her before this was when Gabby Hanna was having her whole like revenge series, and she had released a video called Escape the Nightmare, where she explained the Escape the Night show with Joey Graceffa and Daniel Prada was a nightmare for her, and she didn't get what she needed to be successful, and they didn't give her the right diet, even though she didn't fill out the diet forms. They gave her jewelry she was allergic to, even though it was pure metal like she asked. The outfits didn't fit, even though she didn't go to the wardrobe sessions. It really was just a huge L of video. That whole series was a huge L for Gabby Hanna. I'm glad she's taking some time offline to regroup, because it was getting embarrassing. Rosanna Pansino actually spoke out during that situation and said, girl, I was with you when you called one of their staff members a cunt. I was there with you when you were yelling, screaming, acting crazy, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, oh, that's crazy. Rosanna speaking out? She never speaks out. She never gets in drama. So that's the last time I had heard of her. She goes on Trisha Paytas' podcast and basically says how she did a video with MrBeast. And in this video, they're playing games to win a prize for charity. And they're playing hide and seek. And Rosanna had come in 3rd place. Technically, she came in 2nd place because there were rules associated with this. They were playing in a stadium. Some of the rules were you can't go anywhere unsafe, like, ripping a beanbag open with a knife and getting in there, or going in the ceiling. 2nd place guy went in the ceiling, and Lorray, they called him Larry, but I'm pretty sure it's Lorray fell asleep. So obviously that doesn't count. So she's saying she's felt so proud of herself. She's up against some fierce competition like Logan Paul, and she was happy that she won that game, or, won that spot. Imagine her surprise when that video comes out and they've reorganized the order to Logan Paul is in her spot and she's not in the top at all. It's 3 men.
It was over 24 hours. We were up for, I think I was up over 30 hours straight. I actually beat other creators who are a lot of male creators who are super competitive. They're very talented, and they edited me out somewhere in the middle when really I was top 3. In the edit, they have like, okay, top 3 is Larry and Logan Paul and Zach King. They weren't top 3. I beat Logan Paul. Larry fell asleep, So he was disqualified because one of the rules in the game was that every time MrBeast said to move locations, you had to move. And a little tea about the winner. So Zach King won.
And we love Zach.
And I love Zach.
We love
Full
him.
disclosure.
You love all the people
I
on the
love
show,
him.
yeah.
We signed a contract with like the stadium and YouTube saying that if you're going to hide and seek, you had to hide in places that were like safe and like plain sight
Easily
places.
accessible.
They said, for example, like in the lounge, they have couches, you know, like you can't take a knife and cut open the couch and climb in there. He said, don't go into the air ventilation, like don't go in the ceiling. Zach King, his final spot was in the ceilings. He went
Where they said not to go.
Where
The
they said not to
ventilator.
go, and it did a ton of damage. And there was ceiling droppings all over the floor.
She's now saying that it felt gross to her that he would just take her out of the running and replace her with men. Like she said, it really felt like it was a boys' club, and she can understand that if they had more followers or would garner more traction for the charity, fine. But like, why would you not at least tell her? You just let her tell everyone she knows that she won this thing, and then when she tries to watch the video, it makes her look stupid.
Like these are big creators, and so I was proud of myself that I had accomplished that. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, you won't believe it. Like, how did this happen? I was so excited. And then when the video came out, I was just felt so low. That's when I actually stopped watching MrBeast content, because he always in interviews says the thing about him is he keeps it real.
Right.
He really gives away these cars. He really gives away all this money. It's real. It's real. It's real. It wasn't real. Kind of felt like a boys' club. I was top 3 and he edited it to be all men. I was just so heartbroken when the video was released because it made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I understand, you know, like Logan has such a huge following and he's literally a professional wrestler, and that, like, I get it, but it just made me feel like that you're not enough. It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
It really,
It's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful.
especially when he just says that it's all in good fun and it doesn't matter who wins because it's all going to be donated and given away. Like, why would you edit me out?
You never said anything where you're just like, I don't want drama. I mean, it's not
think
drama. It's
what's
not.
important to me is being easy to work with, being fun to work with, and friendships. And I think I value those things so much. I value them more than sometimes my own well-being.
It's shady. Nope. MrBeast might be fake. He might be a dirty liar. Yeah, dude. I don't know why everyone gets so surprised when stuff like this comes out. Like YouTubers, influencers, Hollywood, most of them are trash. The bigger and bigger and bigger you get, the more people you have telling you and feeding you that you can never do anything wrong. You're perfect. You're amazing. At some point, it's going to go to your head. It just is. I'm sorry. Hopefully you have a group around you that humbles you when that happens, but that's what's going to happen eventually. And I feel like that's why a lot of these people suck. Not all of them. There are hundreds of thousands of fantastic creators that unfortunately just don't make it and deserve the slots of these bigger people more. Now, I'm not saying MrBeast doesn't deserve his spot. He has done a lot of good work, but I also am not surprised that the dude is a little shady and shisty behind the scenes, especially YouTubers, because YouTubers are very view driven. I'm willing to fuck you over if it's going to get me the 1 million views over the 100,000 views. It just is what it is. That's the industry. It's cutthroat. It's cold. It's callous. It's what's another C word? It's crash. I was trying to say trash with a C. What's another C word? It's crandarium. Crandarium. Boom. I just made up a word for it. It's crandarium up in here. Okay? It's terrible. Everyone's just reacting to that because, again, why do I keep wanting to say Rosanna Pansino? Because Rosanna Pansino is not in drama like that. I don't know why we all surprised. Editing me here with some updates. So Rosanna Pansino has actually gone on the H3 podcast to kind of talk about the experience, because everyone is like, why are you talking about it now? This was forever ago, which that narrative pisses me off. I'm still realizing things that were bad for me as a kid now in my 20s. Like this whole idea that you have to deal with something in a certain amount of time, and emotions about situations have a statute of limitations, and if it's past a certain time, you shouldn't even talk about it. You should just be over it, is stupid. Okay, whenever you realize something bothers you, then it bothers you. Doesn't matter if it's a day from when it happened. Doesn't matter if it's 15 years from when it happened. Okay, so there's that. That's stupid. We need to stop doing that. That's dumb. So she basically was talking about, there was another creator, Quackity, who also got edited out of the top 3 or a lesser position, and he spoke up about it. So it's not just her. She's not lying about it.
So I ended up being in 3rd place
I ended up being in 3rd place because they found me. But Lorraine was in that video and Lorraine was asleep. So I was technically 2nd place. So I was the 2nd place in that video.
She also vlogged that day and was literally talking about her current position, and she posted that.
I got out of the X-ray machine right when Jimmy is driving by on a golf cart. Just, oh my gosh, just bad luck. But I made it to top 4, 4th place. So I'm really proud of myself because that's just a miracle. Never thought I would make it this far. And this has been an amazing day. Like, what is my life? This is incredible. Thank you, Jimmy.
So MrBeast has also reached out to her, and she shared that on H3H3, but she said that basically he's not admitting anything in the DMs and he just wants her to call him, but she's not comfortable with that because she feels like if it's over a call, she has no tangible evidence that he did anything wrong or that he's taking any ownership, and he could take the call and flip it no matter what and be like, oh, we talked it out, like we're fine now. She's saying she wants written communication where he's taking accountability, which I totally understand.
Right now, MrBeast wanted to get on the phone with me. He wanted me to give me his number and call him and talk it out. I don't feel comfortable communicating that way, and here's why. He will not respond to me any of my questions in writing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he knows.
He keeps pushing it 3 times. You'll see, call him.
Girl, you are so right. People do that to me all the time, too.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Someone asks to call, I say, I don't have a phone, sorry.
The thing is,
write me.
I've been burned so many times by people doing that when I didn't know what anything.
You learned the hard way.
And then I go, hell no, writing only.
We're going to need that answer in writing.
Yeah.
Whatever he can say to me on the phone, he can say to me in writing.
Exactly.
And I know this, unfortunately, because I've been in entertainment for a really long time, and unfortunately, I was in a situation different than this, but someone did this to me, and I learned the hard way. And so I'm not doing that again.
But I'm going to read their little DMs for you. So she tweeted, if he can say it to me on the phone, he can say it in writing. When I asked him to send over the raw footage to review the timeline, he went radio silent. MrBeast kept pressuring me to get on the phone and refused to answer any of my questions in writing. And the conversation is him reaching out saying, what's your number? I'd love to call and see if we can figure out what happened. Sorry. He ends everything in an exclamation point. So it's a lot. She said, hey, Jimmy, my intention of speaking up is not to be malicious or create drama. I was really hurt by the editing decisions you made. Editing me out of the top 3 and making me look like I performed worse than I did felt awful. Quackity was also edited out of the top 3, and he also talked about it. I have stayed silent for so long, it's causing me mental stress and anguish. It's not mentally healthy for me to have someone make me look worse than I am to millions of people. I would never do that to a fellow creator. And he said, obviously I wasn't trying to make you, exclamation point. Obviously I wasn't trying to make you look bad. Just give me a time when we can chat. I'm not mad or anything. Just want to help. Anyone else can just feel it's like radiating off of that message that you are in fact mad, sir. Oh, the perfect little boy got caught lying. Oh, who would have thought? Plot twist of the century. She said, why did you lie? Why did you say in the video that you found Logan literally 1 minute before Zach? Oh yeah, that was another thing. People are saying like, well, maybe he didn't know. Like, he's not editing his own videos. First of all, you're dumb if you think that he is not reviewing everything that goes out on his channel that makes him all of his money. Okay, let's not be stupid. But also, he literally voiced over the events in a different way than they happened.
Turns out the freezer was too much for Logan, and we heard him get out. And we literally found him 1 minute before Zach.
Your faves suck. Sorry about it. So she said, I outlasted Logan and was proud of what I accomplished. It actually built some confidence in myself that wasn't there before. He said, I don't know, been a while. Let's call and figure it out. First of all, she's telling you that she's building confidence and you're just like, yeah, okay, whatever. When does this end? When do you stop talking? It's very much giving Natalie and Jeff Wittick when she was texting his friend about the documentary and she was like, how's he doing? Not like I really care. And his friend was like, oh, he's doing really bad. He just got out of like a surgery, like his eyes bleeding. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. Anyways, like, it's just crazy. How do you, what? Be a human being. I love this response. She said, I'll give you some time to look into it and remember, and then we can discuss. I'm more than happy to review all the raw footage footage to help show the timeline of events. Feel free to send it over to my team. Let me know. She obviously hasn't heard anything since then. Here's my thing. Is it the biggest deal in the world? No. But she's genuinely unproblematic. People act like if you're not problematic, you can't have feelings and you just have to shove it down, because most of what we find problematic is just other people being human beings. It's kind of crazy. She wanted to talk about it now. Like, it's so crazy, the dichotomy of everybody. Obviously, the situations are nowhere near the same, but everybody encouraging certain celebrities to speak up. People were like, Jada Pinkett Smith, we want to hear more. And like, you know, Britney Spears, and everybody's coming out with these books. But then there are other people that are like, hey, I went through something too. And everyone's like, no, you didn't. So actually shut the fuck up forever. I think it's just an interesting double standard. And obviously I'm not relating her story to Britney Spears or something like that. It's way less serious, but it still hurt her. So she should be allowed to feel how she feels about it. You know, she did release a music video. Gotta say, she looks stunning. Kind of weird timing, not gonna lie. I think all celebrities and influencers capitalize when they can, but it was a choice. I would not pursue the singing route personally for Miss Rosanna. Maybe she has other songs that hit better, but this one was not giving what it was supposed to have gave, but she looked cute. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, because she's really nice and I don't want to get a bunch of hate. Okay, she looked gorgeous. It's just the singing wasn't, there was no joie de judge, you know, it was nothing, there's nothing special happening. We also have an update with SSSniperwolf, and wouldn't you know it, it's not a good one. After everyone found out that YouTube was like, yeah, we'll take her money, sure. And then they were still monetizing her second channel and most of her videos on her main, because they're like, her money is our money, so that makes this suck more. They came out with another statement confirming that she was demonetized, but we're not obviously buying that shit. YouTube said, hi there, jumping in to confirm that SSSniperwolf Top Videos channel, her second channel, was also temporarily suspended from YPP per our creator responsibility guidelines. Consistent with that policy, we applied the YPP suspension to the creators' associated channels. Okay, girl. And then she posted, please remember that in spite of our differences, different opinions, mistakes, we all struggle to do the best we can, and nobody's unaffected by hate, insecurity, and the pain it causes. I am taking a step back, reflecting, learning, turning off the comments for a bit, and focusing on my own mental health that has been on a steep decline the past year. Videos has been extremely difficult to film the past few months, so thank you. Okay, like what the fuck was that? Okay, so you're saying nobody's unaffected by hate and insecurity. So you doxed someone, you took away the security of their home, and then you made fun of them for it and was like, oh, I show up to your house, what are you doing? Calling the cops. That's what I'm doing. You're saying nobody's unaffected, but you caused this. And then blatantly we're like, ew, I have to say sorry, you guys. That really sucks for me. So I don't really care. And also for her to be like, I'm not leaving social media. I'm just going to turn off the comments so I can't hear from you bitches anymore. Don't get it twisted. I'm still going to post. And she is and has been. But she was like, I don't have to care about it though. Or any of you, because you want to take all my money. And you guys, you wouldn't believe this, but that really sucks for me. I like money. You guys wouldn't get it. You don't have any, but I have it and I want more. Okay? So fuck your feelings. And that's about that on that. YouTube is obviously feeling the same. That's my update. This video was supposed to be short and it's just, it's turning into something. Okay, yeah, bye. That's about it. I have another video for you soon that's a little bit different. We're going to mix things up for when the tea is a little cold. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Listen to my music, please. And I will see you next time.
Baby, I'ma leave you on red. Yeah, I know you want me. You better get in line. I'm everybody's dream girl. See me when you lay your head down at night. Baby, just keep it pushing. I don't need your double taps. If I'm being honest, I'ma leave you on red. If I'm being honest, I'ma leave you on red.